Chers auditeurs,
Dear listeners,
bonjour.
welcome to Comme d'Archi Podcast Season 7.
Saison 7, dans le monde fascinant des architectes.
And in the architectural projects.
Je suis Anne-Charlotte Deponte, passionnée d'architecture et docteur des universités en histoire de l'archi.
I am one of the spokespersons of Anne-Charlotte, who is a PhD in architecture history.
Merci
Thank you
d'être avec moi aujourd'hui.
to be with us today.
Et
And
maintenant,
now,
lundi en français, place au talent.
and Wednesday, let's talk projects. In English, of course.
Bienvenue dans Comme d'Archi.
Dear listeners, hello and welcome to episode of Season 7 of Comme d'Archi. I'm Esther on behalf of Anne-Charlotte. Today we're going to meet the founder of Métamorphoses Urbaines, Laurent Pinon. This agency is leading a project that could foreshadow what might happen on a larger scale. The relocation of a village facing rising sea levels. But before that, let's get to know this agency before talking about this project, among other things. Métamorphoses Urbaines is an urban planning and programming agency that supports regional transformation. With more than 80 projects currently underway in mainland France, overseas territories, and Belgium, it has 10 employees, including architects, urban planners, engineers, and geographers. Métamorphoses Urbaines was founded by Laurent Pinon. After building numerous tree houses during his childhood in the former royal forest of Fos-Repos, where he developed a taste for spatial design and materials, Laurent Pinon studied architecture at ENSA Versailles and completed his training with a university degree in real estate law and economics from Cercol. A year in Barcelona challenged all his previous learning, allowing him to re-examine and break free from dogmas and habitual ways of thinking. This independence of mind has continued to inspire him ever since. He began his career in 2002, taking charge of spatial planning development at a rapidly growing French urban planning agency, where he quickly became a partner and then president. There, he explored planning as a key to transforming cities and developing territories. At the heart of this profession, he puts people back at the center of qualitative and user-friendly regional development. This approach was rewarded with the prestigious Palmarès des Jeunes Urbanistes, Young Urban Planners Awards, which the agency won in 2007. Throughout his career, specific collaborations in Belgium and in overseas territories have enriched his thinking and his desire to improve urban planning, enriching methods through local practices, cultivating co-construction, knowing how to serve the inhabitants of a territory, and finding tools to aid decision-making. To put these ideas and experiences acquired over the last 20 years into practice, Laurent Pinon created Métamorphoses Urbaines in 2024. Métamorphoses Urbaines adds a cross-disciplinary approach to traditional urban planning and design practices. The agency experiments with other ways of working, with various partners using local practices based on co-construction, where residents are at the heart of the process and of political decision-making. The agency promotes research, planning, and urban project methodologies through iterative approaches specific to each territory. The project is an opportunity to spatialize ideas and outline the ambitions of the territory. The agency is involved from the moment the strategy is implemented, supporting project owners in the operational implementation of their ideas, from decision-making to the spatialization of their actions, based on the principle that urban programming is not solely quantitative in nature. Métamorphoses Urbaines incorporates a qualitative approach based on living beings, both human and non-human. Thus, the project is carried out by and with the actors in the territories, whether they are elected officials and decision-makers, residents, or users. Collaborators regularly spend a whole week in residence in the areas where they work, in order to be as close as possible to the realities of each individual. Mediation seeks to listen to all categories of stakeholders. This approach is developed in particular with the Anne Solange Mies agency, which carries out very detailed consultation work. Métamorphoses Urbaines is active in several areas of expertise. With its expertise in territorial strategy, Métamorphoses Urbaines co-constructs the future of territories, from political territorial projects to the genesis of development projects, such as regulatory or operational documents. The agency is recognized in France as well as in Belgium, with its partner XMU by the Walloon region, as project author for municipal development plans. In its approach to urban planning, Métamorphoses Urbaines imagines real living spaces. Urban planning covers a multitude of issues, including residential and economic positioning, the impact on facilities, and, of course, the necessary cross-cutting vision to bring them all together. In a social and economic context characterized by a succession of crises, the methods are diverse, ranging from market research to forecasting, and are based on available quantitative data as well as qualitative data, gathered through interviews with stakeholders. The team listens to clients in order to propose a specific, contextualized method that responds to the specific challenges of each project and territory. In this way, urban planning becomes a guide for development projects and contributes to informed decision-making. It is thus used, for example, to renew business parks, industrial wastelands, hospitals and universities, or to manage the renewal and expansion of cities. Métamorphoses Urbaines also carries out architectural programming assignments, in line with strategic equipment planning prior to the restructuring, extension, or creation of educational and sports facilities. The agency specializes in nursery and elementary schools, daycare centers, and sports facilities. In line with the densification of territories and the challenge of reducing operating costs, Métamorphoses Urbaines assists in the programming of atypical buildings, such as multi-story parking garages or large spaces, such as halls, capable of hosting markets, museums, shows, or sports events. The agency also works on programming nature in the city, in public spaces with urban parks, playgrounds, and generous and inclusive natural spaces. It pays particular attention to anticipating their management in co-construction with users and services is a given. Métamorphoses Urbaines is also involved in cultural programming, as it firmly believes in the role of art in supporting regional transformation. It seeks to harness the sensitive gaze of artists, writers, photographers, dancers, and geoscenographers to highlight the human, natural, and spatial qualities of the existing. The agency has coordinated exhibitions of writers and photographers' reports, such as Cheville au Cœur at the Ancienne École d'Amas-le-Gros in Saint-Denis-de-la-Réunion, and Du Prestige au Vestige, Le Va-et-Vient des Métamorphoses, in the Val-Benoît district of Liège. Transmission is at the heart of the agency. It has always been present in the practice of Laurent Pinon, who, since 2003, has taught urban design and programming in the Urban Engineering Department at Gustave Eiffel University. He now teaches at the École Urbaine de Sciences Po Paris in the Master 2 program Édification et Territoire, Building and Territories, at ENSA Grenoble, and in the continuing education program Démarche de programmation architecture urbanisme génie urbain, DPROG, Approaches to Programming Architecture, Urban Planning, and Urban Engineering. Métamorphoses Urbaines favors the recruitment of young urban planners, appreciating the training role that an agency can play. Laurent Pinon is also regularly invited to share the process at conferences and seminars on the demonstration project for the development of the village of Miquelon in Saint-Pierre-et-Miquelon, which provides an additional opportunity to inform and communicate. He has also had the opportunity to write a dozen articles on urban and architectural projects in Ecologic magazine, and to be one of the co-authors of the book Territoires submergés, Submerged Territories, published in 2023 by Éditions Terre Urbaine. Laurent Pinon is also a member of the French Society of Urban Planners. Two projects exemplify the agency's approach: the development of the village of Miquelon in the Saint-Pierre-et-Miquelon Archipelago, and the urban renewal project in Le Chaudron, Ruche, on Réunion Island. Both illustrate the agency's approach, which sees urban planning as linking three major areas: territorial strategy, urban planning, and architectural planning. Métamorphoses Urbaines is supporting the project to de-territorialize and re-territorialize the village of Miquelon. Located in the commune of Miquelon-Langlade, in the archipelago of Saint-Pierre and Miquelon, it is a French overseas territory on the south coast of Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. It is situated at an average altitude of 2 meters above sea level and is threatened by submersion. The project is part of a Coastal Risk Protection Plan, PPRC, developed in 2018. In 2022, a territorial workshop was set up to imagine the future and spatial development of the territory in a collaborative approach with the population and elected officials of the municipality of Miquelon. After 4 residences in situ to meet with all the stakeholders in the territory, Métamorphoses Urbaines presented concrete proposals for the development of the village and bioclimatic housing. The municipality, with the help of its partners and residents, then decided to relocate the entire village to higher ground, 1.5 kilometers from the hazard zone. By 2100, the entire urban area of the village, approximately 100 hectares, should be relocated and the current site restored. In 2025, the first 14 buildings, constructed by households that volunteered to relocate, known as pioneer households, will mark the beginning of this transition. A refuge facility, fire station, theatre, prefectural office, and health center will be completed before 2030 to accommodate the population still at risk in the event of a climate event requiring evacuation. As a community hall, it will also host happy events and shared memories for the inhabitants. In Saint-Denis-de-la-Réunion, Métamorphoses Urbaines is supporting the city in an unprecedented urban renewal process in the Chaudron neighborhood, which has inherited the social and environmental vulnerabilities marked by the 1991 riots. Inspired by co-construction, the Ruche project is based on the conviction that, taking into account the existing situation, the inhabitants, the places, and the uses is an essential value. It innovates in the way it integrates the inhabitants and their uses from the outset. Since 2022, more than 1,300 people, associations, and economic actors have participated in meetings, street offices, and co-construction workshops to establish a roadmap of 20 actions, which is updated annually with them. The voices of residents first revealed the need for nature and amenities in the face of the socio-ecological crisis. In just 3 years, an unprecedented negotiation took place to transform a parking lot belonging to a social landlord into a public green space, the Parc des Flamboyants. By quickly banning access to cars, the mayor foresaw the park as early as 2023 and laid the groundwork for renaturation. In 2024, landscape architects then co-designed the developments with residents. Work will begin this year. The promotion of local culture revealed the informal occupation of a former school and turned it into the city's major community and civic center. Rather than creating a new public service from scratch, uses and architecture are preserved, legalized, and amplified. In 2023, Métamorphoses Urbaines offered a residency to local artists, author Céline Huet and photographer Éric Lafargue, to document the uses of the site. As a testimony before the work begins, the exhibition will be held in October 2025 in the Damas-le-Gros building. Dear listeners, thank you for listening. We'll see you again very soon. Until then, take care. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to tune in to our previous content on Instagram at Comme d'Archi Podcast. If you like it, make sure to promote the podcast by giving it 5 stars on Apple Podcast and adding a comment, or on any of your favorite podcast platforms. And don't forget to subscribe and listen to all of our episodes for free. See you soon, and until then, take care of yourself.